You've been grinding, you've spent hours in your bedroom studio, but somehow it feels like you're not moving forward. You're stuck. You see all these successful beatmakers, and meanwhile, you're worried that in 10 years you'll still be in the same spot, never truly reaching your potential. Now, the potential is already inside you. You just gotta find the keys to become an extraordinary beatmaker. I'm gonna show you the 4 tricks, starting with the first key. If you can't stick to a basic routine, you're already setting yourself up for failure. Grab a Google Calendar or perhaps an agenda or anything similar and choose a time every day to practice beatmaking. If you can stick to that, you're already in the top 10%, setting yourself up for success. If you practice beatmaking consistently, I'll guarantee you'll progress. It's like going to the gym 5 times a week. As long as you show up and train, you will gain muscle, or whatever your goal is. You've got to show up, even when it's hard. Now, showing up all the time will only work if you have one thing under control, and that is taking breaks. I can't stress this enough. If you work without taking breaks, your productivity curve will look like this. You won't get anything done. If you take breaks, your curve will look like this, which is perfect. I use the Pomodoro technique, not just for beatmaking, but for all my work. This is how it works. You work for 25 minutes without any distractions. Then take a 5-minute break, and after 3 to 4 cycles, you can take a longer break. This will keep your mind fresh and it makes sure your curve looks like this. Now, there's only one exception to this, and that is when you're in the producer zone. We all know that feeling when we're super creative and all our ideas just flow from our brain straight into FL Studio. Now, of course, don't take a break at that moment. Keep going until you feel like you need one. From there, follow the Pomodoro technique again. Rule out tasks that can hold you back, like labeling and renaming mixer tracks with every new project, or having to import samples every single time. When you have an idea, you want to launch FL Studio and start creating before the idea disappears. But now, how do you prepare a preloaded template? Simple. Open up an empty project in FL and load in your favorite samples. As you can see, I have an 808, kick, snare, everything. And then in the mixer panel, set up everything, even your sidechaining. You're gonna have to adjust it once you're working, but you won't need to do all the setup tasks like routing and searching for effects. Once you have a project done, go to File and then Save as Template. Give it a name like Trap Beats Template or whatever you produce. And now you can choose this project as a template like this, but you can also set up FL Studio so that every time you launch it, you will load into a copy of your template. To do that, go to the General FL Studio settings and scroll down to Miscellaneous. At the bottom, you can choose your template as the default for every startup. Trick number 4. It's time for the absolute best trick I can possibly give you, and that is recreating a beat of a song in your genre every day. I'll show you step by step how to do this. First, tag the intro, choruses, verses, bridge, everything. This way you're already learning about beat structure. Next, I use the stem splitter so I can study the elements separately. And as you can see, it's so much easier to recreate a beat this way and you learn so much faster. However, when using a reference track as a beatmaker, you shouldn't really focus on mixing. Just focus on the creative part. If you want to be successful in making beats, leave mixing to the mixing engineer. A rapper is never gonna buy a well-mixed beat that sounds like trash. But if your beat sounds fire and the mixing is a little bit off, the artist won't hear that, he's still gonna buy it. And together with their vocals, the entire song will be mixed and mastered by the engineer anyway. However, you should learn a little bit of mixing, and that is actually trick number 5 right here in the video on my left. Thank you guys so much for watching.